This is the story of a man who supported his wife in her fitness journey, only for things to go downhill as she changed in unexpected ways. He reflects on the pain of helping her achieve her goals, only to be faced with a request for divorce after she gained confidence and started seeing herself in a new light. The man, 32, was married to his wife, 33, for 4 years. Up until recently, they had what he believed was a strong, loving relationship. He deeply loved her and supported her through a rough period when she fell into a deep depression around 2022, largely due to work stress. He'd been through a similar experience before they married, and he found that exercise, especially going to the gym, helped him manage his own mental health. With that in mind, he gently suggested that she try working out to help with her stress and mood. She agreed, and they started attending the gym together. Though his own schedule had become more demanding due to a recent promotion, his wife, who had been slightly chubby, began seeing physical changes as she committed to her fitness routine, which positively impacted her mental health as well. She grew happier, more energetic, and more confident, even showing a newfound boldness in their intimate life. Seeing her recovery brought him joy, as her improvement meant a lot to him, and he felt fulfilled in knowing he'd been able to support her. However, as her confidence grew, she began changing in ways that started to affect their relationship. She went out more often, started attending parties, and gradually stopped contributing to household chores. The breaking point came when he caught her flirting with another man at a social event they attended together. He felt hurt and confused by her behavior, so he decided to address his concerns directly. When he expressed his discomfort, she dismissed his feelings. After more situations like this, he arranged a more serious conversation and cautioned her against making impulsive choices based on this new burst of confidence. Having once been highly emotionally driven himself, he understood how these highs could cloud judgment. To address their growing disconnect, he suggested marriage counseling, hoping they could work through these changes with professional support. However, his wife reacted with anger and unleashed a stream of hurtful comments. She told him she realized she had settled for him and believed she could do much better. She even called him insecure and belittled him in other ways. Shocked by her sudden cruelty, he found himself reeling, as this behavior was entirely unlike the woman he'd married. Soon after, she filed for divorce, and they limited their communication to legal matters. With no children and similar incomes, the process seemed straightforward. Their primary asset was a joint bank account, while the house they lived in belonged to his mother and was not subject to division. The abruptness of her decision to file, simply after he proposed counseling, left him uneasy. He wondered if there were underlying issues he wasn't aware of, or if perhaps her recent changes had given her a different perspective on life and their relationship. Whatever the case, he accepted the reality that their marriage would soon end. Unexpectedly, she called him in tears a week before the court date, apologizing profusely for her actions and expressing regret. While she seemed sincere, he found himself feeling only disappointment, no sadness or anger, just a hollow sense of letdown. Since the divorce began, she hadn't made any effort to reach out or check in on him, nor had she even let him know where she was staying. In his mind, her behavior during their separation reinforced his belief that they couldn't go back to how things were. He calmly told her that there was no chance of rekindling their relationship. Since that conversation, she's been reaching out constantly, hoping he'll reconsider. His family stands behind him in his decision, believing he shouldn't go back. Her family, meanwhile, was stunned to hear the divorce and has been urging him to think things over. But despite their pleas, he remains almost entirely certain, 99.9% sure, that he won't reverse his choice. In seeking advice online, he acknowledged that people can change in major ways after transformative experiences. However, in this case, he felt her changes were for the worse, as she seemed to lose sight of their marriage's value. To him, it felt as if her newfound confidence had led her down a path where she disregarded their commitment and lost her sense of loyalty. He accepted that people grow, but when that growth comes at the expense of a partner and a shared life, it leaves a lasting impact. This story is about a man, Opie, who is reflecting on his divorce from his wife, who left him after she lost weight and gained confidence. Opie, who was also in good shape, found it strange that his wife's change in behavior occurred just as she became more fit. Despite not being overweight himself, he wasn't actively going to the gym at the time, though he felt he could easily get back to his previous fitness level with regular workouts. He believes that her departure wasn't about physical appearance alone, but may have had emotional or psychological aspects, possibly involving her newfound attention from others or attraction to someone new. After they separated for around 5 months, Opie's wife eventually reached out, crying, but never clearly explained what led her to make this decision or why she was feeling regretful. Opie, however, didn't try to get details, choosing instead to move forward without reopening painful emotions. He realized that finding out the reasons wouldn't change the outcome and preferred to prioritize his mental well-being instead. In his last update, Opie shared that they finalized the divorce smoothly, with all communication happening through lawyers. Though his wife wanted a one-on-one conversation for closure, he declined. For him, months of separation and self-reflection had already given him all the closure he needed. He admitted that accepting the situation took time, and there were many nights he cried over it, but ultimately, he reached a point where he made peace with everything. Now that the divorce is final, Opie is focused on his own happiness and well-being. He plans to start with a renovation project for his home office and get back into fitness. While he has tried dating apps and received matches, he's decided not to pursue dating right now, opting instead to prioritize his hobbies, self-care, and future goals. Supportive comments from others reinforce his decision to prioritize his peace and move forward without needing closure from his ex. One commenter suggested that when someone who initiates a breakup seeks closure, it's often more about easing their own guilt than helping the person left behind. Opie responded by saying he felt he had already given himself closure and was ready to live his best life. In reflecting on the situation, it seems likely that Opie's wife's shift in behavior may have been influenced by her weight loss and possible newfound attention or confidence, which led her to reevaluate the marriage. Interestingly, there's data suggesting that divorce rates are higher in couples where one partner undergoes significant weight loss or weight loss surgery, possibly due to lifestyle changes, shifts in self-perception, or emotional distances that emerge. Although Opie's ex-wife didn't have surgery, her weight loss may have had similar effects on her sense of identity and her relationship with Opie. For now, Opie's focus is entirely on rebuilding his life, with support from friends and family, as he continues to heal and look toward a happier future.